Warning, 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 warning. Spit these bars and love can't do no harm. Youths are natural hustlers born with your name. Eat your food, my word is born. Come on. Warning, 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 warning. Spit these bars with love can't do no harm. Youths are natural hustlers born with your name. Eat your food, my word is born. We be the masters of the universe. Situation adverse. F your so-called first. Lituation net verse, yo. I'm a mama first. Some shit you can't rehearse. The well will quench your thirst. That spell will put in work. Yo. Cause we masters of the universe. And it's a warning. And it's a storming. We got the awnings. And we the harmonists. Let's go. Yo. Let's check it. Warning, 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 warning. Spit these words, the hearts, my word is born. My youth said eat your food, the quiet storm. I flip it off the top, yeah.
June 2nd, 2018, we coming as a team, we presenting our dreams, curriculum, pedagogy, that's what I mean. Cohort 2, coming through, showing the world how we do, ensuring our students know how to get that cream, build that team, chase their dreams, CREAD, that's creed, come through, learn how we do.
Hey.
We're teaching students of the new century. They got realities different, you and me. Debate persuasion will help us reach the truth. I'm trying to hear the voices of the youth.
Hey!
Who the fuck is this? Emailing at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawning. Now I'm yawning, wipe the cold out my eyes. See who's emailing and why? My principal, disrespectful. Said she wasn't inside of my room. I heard my intricate plot to teach my kids how to love and affirm themselves. To be free, just be. Feel the magic. Remember why you do this, why you started teaching. So kids can fight for their liberation. How they gonna do that? How we have their back? What we gonna use? Snapchat and that Instagram. Gonna cultivate their gifts and bring that into our class.
Hey!
First period, 8:03 in the morning. Kids is yawning. What you gonna do? That's right, Miss 20. Come through. 21st century, kids won't wait. Is this lesson gonna inspire, provoke, or agitate?
Yeah!
Warning, 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 warning. For these young black scholars, I'm mourning strongly. Same time, white supremacy swarming, but I'm gifted with the strength of the diasporic army. Debating, negotiating, and persuading, giving them skills to uplift the black nation.
Yeah!
So today's objective, what does it mean to persuade? And why is it essential to our new century world? Can somebody read this out loud for us, please?
Life is persuasive. A lawyer persuades a jury. A job applicant pitches oneself as a potential employee. A scientist competes for a grant. A writer sells her ideal in her query letter. This is a skill that unlocks a world of possibilities. It is a skill that we see at every stage of life, from writing the inevitable cover letter to one day hopefully writing a letter of recommendation. We are all here to persuade.
So that's what we're going to be focusing on, thinking about our summatives and our formatives. How are we empowering our students to do that? Major task of critical pedagogy has been to disclose and challenge the reproductive role school plays in our political and cultural life. And in some of your feedback, you'll see me, and don't take it anyway. We love each other, and I just be like, why? You know, you wrote something, I'm like, why? For what reason? To what end? Why the hell are we doing this? So that's what we want to dig into. We have to talk about the content, but then we also have to talk about the practice of liberation and that alchemy, taking pain and turning it into power.
So, we want to give you an opportunity to continue the work that we started last session. So y'all remember, you were in your groups, and we went around and we really dug into these theories and these ideas around critical pedagogy. So what we'd like you to do today, silently, emphasis on silent, is to revisit, reacquaint yourself, sort of reconnect with one of the theories that you feel really resonates with you, and that really defines the lens through which perhaps you feel that you already practice through this lens, or this is the lens that you want to develop. So if you look on your tables, there is some yellow paper, so everyone needs one of those to complete this. And we really want to be good with our time, which is why we're asking it to be a silent, sort of experience. We have just a few who would like to share out.
Through the arts to nurture and educate young people, empowering them juxtaposed with the current curriculum, which doesn't supply them with the necessary tools to become future leaders, bosses, and decision makers.
Bell Hooks focuses on the wellness to self and others. If you asked me a few years ago, I might have said John Dewey, why? The Great White Hope. A few years into educating and a few more years in defining myself, I'm reaching even more to educate the whole child. I've learned I must reach and take care of my whole self, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, in order to be the best educator and the best human possible.
The teaching of history is the teaching of pain and suffering and compassion and forgiveness and love. In order to teach history, we must be models. How do we overcome our pain and suffering? We must explain that. How does compassion help us to become effective world leaders? We must model that. How does forgiveness allow a nation to recover and rebuild? We must let our students know that we forgive them.
On your desk, you'll see a reading titled Stakes is High, Educating New Century Students. And it's by Dr. Gloria Lanson-Billings, who is our foremother in CRE, right? And so we're gonna do this little activity because we've been talking about Sankofa, we've been talking about alchemy, we're in these formatives, and as we're crafting these formatives, we need to kind of understand that the students that we have are not us. They are new century students. And are we really thinking about what that means? What does that mean to really talk about new century students? And you'll see we're talking about debate and persuasion. And so we've been looking over these summatives and we get what you want to do, but we're asking you for what? Why? And what is the new century lens we need to take? So this is how I want us to do it because, you know, time is of the essence. We need to get into tripods. So just find two other people that's going to be your three. Let's count it down. Count it down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So after everybody reads Achievement Gap, person A is going to read New Century Students and stop at the New Digital Divide. Person B, we can all read. Person C. When you're reading by yourself, you're taking away the salient theme from that section. And you're answering this question: what do we need to know about the new century student?
Our students are shapeshifters. They don't necessarily neatly fit into the same categories that we did. And even though they might face, or they do face, some of the same adversities in terms of racism, prejudice, and all these different things, they have to navigate it a little bit differently than we do because there's a lot of overlap in the categories that they fit into it.
I was saying a similar point about employment and this idea of, you know, in our classrooms where we're selling this sort of boxed version, but the reality is when they get out there, that's not the world that they're a part of.
This is not an achievement gap. This is not an opportunity gap. This is a debt that we owe to our children, right? And so how do we repay that debt? We talked about how our kids are doers, right? They need to innovate, they need to create, they need to implement. So how are we going to change our mindsets as teachers, right, to make sure that we're catering to that we're giving them the opportunity to do.
We talked about a lot in our group was the fact that, you know, we are having some transactional solutions in education, and, you know, things like extending the school day or changing up some of those structures are not really getting at the historical inequities that have shaped conditions. So I think, you know, we were also kind of getting into a debate of, given this tension of sort of like consumerism, capitalism that's in education, how do we navigate that?
So my group essentially spoke about the students being born, like this group of students being born in the digital age, right? And the way in which we push away from that. We don't bring those gifts into the classroom. So we talked about the way in which students have cell phones, right? The way we train them to do research with computers, laptops. And when they don't have access to that between whatever economic or disparities or whatever that could be, then we don't actually teach them how to do research on the means that they have, cell phones, bringing that into that space. We talked about like the way in which you get kids in a space and it's like, bury your phone, put it away right away. And so we see that this is the way in which they learn, this is their medium, and instead of engaging them in that space, using that to leverage education, productivity, it's almost like we shy away from that. You have older teachers who are born into technology in a certain way, but they don't engage with it like new school students do, so the divide is literally what causes this digital gap.
Take over, breaks over, goddamn see me, Jehovah. It was monumental because he was coming out with his album and he spit and he was kind of coming for everybody, and it reignited the art of battle rap in a different way. He started coming for people, Mobb Deep, Nas, whatever. So Nas, so he woke the sleeping giant that then produced what? Considered arguably one of the greatest responses in hip hop ever, right? So the reason why I put that is because that's the age that we live in now. We don't believe you. You need more people. You need more likes. You need more people affirming. You need followers. You need followers. You need people that have your back to say, how many followers you got? Like, that legitimizes whether you're a good artist or a good student or a good educator or not. You know what I'm saying? So the 21st century skill of persuasion is a non-negotiable. Like, we can't talk around it anymore. It's a non-negotiable. It's what we need to have. How authentic your stance is, where you stand, do you embody this, or are you just putting it on? Is it coming from a real place? Are you really connected to the root of your argument, or are you just popping shit? Are you just saying what you think people want to hear? And people can feel that.
So when we think about the argument, the heart of persuasion, if you look at Common Core standards or any standards that you look at, you'll see words peppered all over the place that point to persuasive writing, speaking, interpretation, argument, analyze, but rather than making an argument and bringing evidence that one must then justify through argumentation. The focus isn't to provide evidence as a sole means to prove, and I see in a lot of people it's like explain, or inform. For what reason? Anyone who informs for a purpose, and then that determines how they inform. So are we thinking about that, or are we just asking kids to regurgitate whatever learning experience we gave them? Because the argument is at the heart of our new century world. How do you get people to listen?
Did it feel fine? What went awry? Did it make you cry? Is your spine aligned? Take this time now, you can jot it down. Tell me what you would do if you had the crown.
Teaching me about podcasting, message lasting, it's everlasting. My work is on the web. There's no more paper, no pens, no books. Americans are crooks, so what's the story? It's bloody gory, history's blurry. I gotta look, I gotta listen, gotta speak, tell my story.
They heard about the conversations and debating that the students have aligned to the standards, picking different points of reference and their audience. Damn, there's so many ways to see colonization, examining different perspectives and its impact from way back and how they apply to today. Their research won't be ahistorical, they'll be phenomenal, creating knowledge. Damn, my students here to slay.
This shit is boring. Heads on the desk quiet. Two students snoring. The hell you doing? Can't you see I'm trying to teach? Ain't no time for snoozing. It's either you or me, but I'm a veteran to this dish with like 10 degrees. But they still don't care, cause they get what I don't get. Oh shit, I'm scared, but fear not. Got social media, woke Cypha, lesson feelings, hip hop, my new foundation for this new generation. Away from information, tell stories for education. My class is no pretension. My class is no pretension. Hashtag my new persuasion. Hey.
Some people want to stick you with a multi-page paper. Slow down, kids. Really show me what you're made of. I heard you're really good at talking, texting, connecting. When it comes to drawing, you wear the crown. I heard you're really popular. You got mad followers, and I heard you got half of the 9th grade locked down.
Who the hell is this? Coming in at 8:36 in the morning, reading scoring, this the warning, shit is boring. Just bring your knowledge through the door, keep it pure, no worksheets no more.
Remember that unit from May where you got students to say everything they learned that day, things in parallel structure, drop the lecture, they'll construct a rhyme with evidence, lyricist, synthesis. That's the one you'll revise, kick the reprise, rework and roll it out slow. Now I messed up. Get back until they really know.
We're gonna multitask in order to ask the question for our immigrants and our culture. Hashtag how do we feed the need? With unlimited speed, we'll design a business plan digitally and collectively grand. Yes, new century students catch the vapor. Bam. We just want to help them get their paper.
What the F is this?
Teacher asked me for a summative analysis. Digging in my vocab list for shit to floss, flex, and gloss over. Content ain't about me, what I'm out, Range Rover.
Here comes the exclamation sign. Not a teacher, but I want to empower your mind to stay woke, read your books, and keep you fire. Put your minds together and your soul higher. Don't fear about the naysayers, the Facebook haters that don't know what's inside you is greater. Pursue knowledge and climb above the system. And that's all I got for
Warning, 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 warning. Spit these bars and love can't do no harm. Youths are natural hustlers born patrolling. Eat your food, my word is born. It goes warning, 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 warning. Spit these bars and love can't do no harm. Youths are natural hustlers born patrolling. Eat your food, my word is born. See now, so when you're talking to our youths, teaching them persuasion with the lens of the truth, negotiating, sifting for the lives of our children. We're Bundom, Babylon, and Think Nation building, we build them. Why? Cause Babylon be trying to kill them. Yeah, and these police be trying to ill them. Yo, we gotta Think Nation building and do everything in our power just to build them. Let's go.